argument ad hominem, and argument ad populum. What are fallacies? Fallacies are common errors in reasoning that will undermine the logic of your argument. Fallacies can be either prohibited arguments or irrelevant points, and are often identified because they lack evidence that supports their claim. There are different types of common logical fallacies. Today we will be looking at two. 1. Argument ad hominem, and 2. Argument ad populum. Note, avoid these common fallacies in your own arguments and watch for them in the arguments of others. Argument ad hominem, to the man. Argument ad hominem, a Latin expression meaning to the man, short for argumentum ad hominem, is an attack on the character of a person rather than his or her opinions or arguments. Example, Greenpeace's strategies aren't effective because they are all dirty, lazy hippies. In this example, the author doesn't even name particular strategies Greenpeace has suggested, much less evaluate those strategies on their merits. Instead, the author attacks the characters of the individuals in the group. Type of ad hominem. There are several types of ad hominem arguments that are fallacious, abusive. This type of ad hominem argument involves attacking the personal traits of a person in order to invalidate his or her arguments. To quote. To quote means you to and refers to an argument that someone may make if he or she spots hypocrisy. For example, if person A tells person B not to eat so much junk food to improve his health, and person B points out that person A also eats a lot of junk food, this is ad hominem to cook. Person A is not wrong to advise person B not to eat junk food, but person B tries to invalidate this advice by pointing out the hypocrisy. Circumstantial. This type of argument attempts to raise suspicions about the bias of the individual making the original argument. If someone says, well, he would say that, wouldn't he? This is ad hominem circumstantial. Guilt by association. This is a case of ad hominem in which person A makes a similar claim to person B, who is already viewed in a bad light. Because of the negative associations of person B, person A's argument is also called into question, regardless of whether the argument is sound or not. Ad feminam. This particular type of argument targets women. Ad feminam means to the woman and invalidates something a woman says by using stereotypes about women to discredit a statement. This is especially common when someone makes an assertion that a woman only gave an argument because she had suffering from PMS and not because she had a legitimate. Common examples of ad hominem. It is common to find examples of ad hominem arguments in political debates. Here are some examples of the different types of ad hominem from politicians. Circumstantial guilt by association. Barack Obama in 2012 about Mitt Romney. Now Governor Romney has taken a different approach throughout this campaign, both at home and abroad. He has proposed wrong and reckless policies. He's praised George Bush as a good economic steward and Dick Cheney as somebody who shows great wisdom and judgment. Guilt by association. Ron Paul to Chris Christie in 2015. I don't trust President Obama with our records. I know you gave him a big hug, and if you want to give him a big hug again, go right ahead. Ad feminam. Donald Trump in 2015. After being asked about Megyn Kelly's question for him in a presidential debate, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes. blood coming out of her wherever. Continuation of common examples of ad hominem. Original statements are examples. Jenny will fail her second test because she failed her first one. 2. Dr. John is an unfit doctor as he has a son who is ill. 3. Mary is an incompetent fashion designer because she does not dress nicely. Is this statement an argument ad hominem? Dr. Bloom can't be a competent marriage counselor because she's been divorced. Yes or no? The answer is yes. Why? Bloom's advice to her clients may be excellent regardless of her own marital status. Argument ad populum, to the people. Argument ad populum, Latin for argument to the people, short for argumentum ad populum, is also known or called bandwagon appeal. This is an appeal that presents what most people or a group of people think in order to persuade one to think the same way. Getting on the bandwagon is one such instance of an ad populum appeal. The term bandwagon originated in American politics in the mid-19th century when an entertainer and clown named Dan Rice campaigned for President Zachary Taylor. Rice brought his circus bandwagon through American towns, encouraging townspeople to literally and figuratively jump on the bandwagon of Taylor's campaign. Decades later, the bandwagon became a popular campaign figure, and the term became derogatory, indicating someone who hadn't given any thought to the beliefs of the person they were supporting, but only supported whomever seemed most popular. Example, if you were a true American, you would support the rights of people to choose whatever vehicle they want. In this example, the author equates being a true American, a concept that people want to be associated with, particularly in a time of war, with allowing people to buy any vehicle they want even though there is no inherent connection between the two. Original statements are example. 1. Only loyal Belizeans like rice and beans. 2. Those who have decided to vote yes to the ICJ are true Belizeans. 3. People that have courage will vote no in the referendum. Note, argument populum brings about the bandwagon effect, which is a physiological phenomenon in which people do something primarily because other people are doing it, regardless of their own beliefs, which they may ignore or override. The bandwagon effect has wide implications but is commonly seen in politics and consumer behavior.
Is this argument an argument ad populum? If you are a true American, you will vote against the referendum on flag burning. Yes or no? Hint. Instead of arguing the fact and issue, a writer might play on readers' negative response to such words as socialism, terrorism, and radical, and their positive response to the word like God, country, and liberty, or patriotic. Well, the answer to that is yes. And why? The writer avoids any discussion of the merits or weakness of the bill and merely substitutes an emotional appeal. Note, other popular virtue words include duty, common sense, courage, and health. Conclusion, argument ad hominem to the man. Writer attacks the opponent's character rather than the opponent's argument. Argument ad populum is to the people. The writer evaluates the issue by appealing to the reader's emotional reactions to certain subjects. Activity time. Now we're going to test your knowledge. 1. Which of the following statements is best at hominem definition? A. An argument that is backed up by evidence and logic. B. An argument that attacks a person's character rather than the validity of his or her point. Or C. An argument that is a lie. Well, the correct answer is B. Question number 2. Which of the two people in this argument use ad hominem? Person A, you should really wear a helmet when you go out bicycling. Person B, I've never seen you wear a helmet. Well, the correct answer is person B. Boom. 3, the last one. Which of the following statements is the best bandwagon ad populum definition? A. An effect in which the rate of uptake of beliefs, ideas, fads, and trends increases the more that they have already been adopted by others. B. The incorrect belief that separate independent events can affect the likelihood of another random event. Or C. An argument based on misrepresentation of an opponent's position. The correct answer is A. Number 4, last one. Which of the following statements about the bandwagon effect is true? A. The more people believe something, the less plausible it is. B. There are examples of bandwagon effect in many different areas of life. Or C. If something or someone is very popular, it's likely to be because of manipulation. Correct answer is B.
Now, our presentation has come to an end, and here are our references. If you have any questions, please comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. Thank you for your time. I hope you learned a lesson.